That's very true, Ryan. In fact, you see even those players that participate in other tournaments, they get so much more experience as well. So, and you see it in
Yes.
their gameplay itself.
Yes.
Definitely. It's crucial. I mean, I had a format actually of, kind of leveling up the scene where I was from in the UK. I would travel to America or Japan and I would go to these places and use the things I'd been taught in the UK, come back and teach people in the UK what I'd learned in Japan and America. So, you kind of have this ecosystem of growth for everybody and it's really cool. All right, here we go. Ganryu Feng, right?
There it
Oof.
is,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness me. Wasn't ready for that.
Imagine
Wow.
hitting being hit by a massive sumo wrestler's back. That sure has to hurt. Good block on the low. Nice dog from addicttekken here into the
Oh,
launch
yeah.
as well. This should be the wall. Big damage. Goes for the flip over as well. Oh, but
Oh,
wake up three from Fran. Disrespecting the back turn mix up from addicttekken. And life lead is basically identical right now.
Oh,
looking
very
for the
crucial
launch there.
step right
No
there.
dice though. Goes for the no. Oh, pressure against the wall now. 1+2, and he gets caught low on the tech roll. No joy for Hackers Fan there in round number 1. Let's see if this 1-0 lead can be increased as we go into round 2. Ooh, side step down forward 3. Was looking for the sweep, but it wasn't there. Gets taken to the wall now. What's on Oki? Oh, nice stomp. Keeping him under pressure. Down 2 denied as Ganryu gets back in play here. addicttekken now. Oh my! Don't sidestep. Where you going?
Well,
Pressure
pressure.
against the wall. And this time he blocks a sweep. Gets a full launch for himself into the screw attack. Follows up. What's on the menu? Down 4-3.
Trying to go for a back campo right there from addicttekken. Putting Fran into rage. Back campo. Oh, a little bit late, however. Good jabs from addicttekken. Both players now into rage. A very tense moment. Oh, the low parry on the rage
The low
drive.
parry, and that is it.
addicttekken.
Seals the deal.
This will
That was
definitely
tight.
help his morale as well, though. He was 4 rounds down straight. Now, winning that round against Fran will help Addict Tekken, I'm sure. Great
Definitely.
read as well on that rage drive, getting the beautiful low parry to get on the board. But now, let's see. Will he keep this momentum? That's the question. He
Tekken
brings
7, a
Ganryu to the
huge
board.
momentum-based game. You've got to stay on your opponent once you have them. You can't give
Yeah.
up for even a second. Can't let them get in with anything at all. I mean, frame advantage is the law, right? If you're on minus frames, you have to respect your opponent's options. And there we see addicttekken now. Oh,
Oh,
again gets him with the low.
that
He's
rage,
found a weak
though.
spot.
Oh.
All goes for a third low in a row, but this time doesn't get it.
Oh.
Oh my goodness me! But he's rolling all over the floor
Damn.
The
like an
fight
injured
scene
footballer.
style.
What is going on?
Damn, the sweeps coming in
Oh,
from Fran. Okay. Oh, good launch though from addicttekken. Once again, drops the combo.
oh,
No
he
punish
missed it.
though on a hugely minus move there from addicttekken. Good parry, however, still with a good aggression here. addicttekken getting some good momentum, but then the down forward threes come in. Good headbutt as well from Fran. But addicttekken still beautiful side step right there. This should be the round.
Oh, gonna be close now. 2 apiece. Final round here.
Man.
Addict Tekken is playing much better, I'm saying. And he also picked the stage, I'm sure. It's his favorite stage, by the way, Ryan, if you don't know.
I
Dragon's
didn't
Nest
know.
is the stage that Addict Tekken always picks when he's
I see, I
behind.
see. He's feeling comfortable playing at home here. And
Definitely,
this is
yeah.
pressure at the wall. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Oh, goes mid now and wake up. And see Fan. Oh, and there's a nice Sabaki screw attack now. Looking for the next side wall. Gets him into
Good
the
damage.
shoulder.
Damn, big damage. addicttekken now. Still a very, very good situation. Good jabs. Fran just
One
outside
plus
of range, going
two.
for the
Oh,
low
oh
into the
my
mids.
gosh.
Oh my god, Fran.
Caught him by surprise there. He was not ready for that. Well, tales of the unexpected, and that leads us into a 1-1 tiebreak situation. Man, that's sick.
Damn.
Ooh, yeah, I
Ties it up
mean,
one apiece. And this is where the reset comes in, guys. You've played your first game, won it dominant fashion. The other guy didn't even get a look in. But the thing is about dominant wins is you don't know what your opponent has in the store. You haven't seen any of his offense yet. You didn't give him a chance to play. So when he starts playing, what can often happen is you can get steamrolled off the back of that because one, he's seen what you've got to offer because you bodied him first game. He's got all that data now stored in the bank. And now he's coming at you with that knowledge. So his style is refined based on what you've shown him, whereas you don't know what to do now. And so once it becomes 1-1, it's a very, very difficult draw to pull back momentum.
Yeah, of course. As some people like to say, the first game is data. And yeah, definitely a very good point. We saw two very good games, though, for Fran, not letting
Wait, was that
addicttekken.
2-0?
Yes,
of
yes, it
course, of
was.
course.
Well, it said 1-1 on the thing. Oh, man, I'm getting nuts.
Oh,
It said 1-1. I think, yeah, the overlay messed me up. All right, cool. So Fran took that, yeah? 2-0.
yes, yes, yes. Always with the
Boy.
mix-ups. You'll have to see it.
The
Yeah.
mind games are real today, boy. The mind games are real.
Absolutely. And that was a mind game from Fran as well. Coming
Pro-
in, I'm not gonna lie. That was the first time I've ever seen that string, that four.
That's the first time I've ever lost a set to production. That's 2-0. 2-0 to production, boy. I'm in loser's bracket now.
Yeah. and this brings the question. So because some people prefer like a best of 5, not a best of 3, because you get more time to read the opponent, perhaps experiment a bit more. Especially if you have 2 characters or 3 characters that you really main, and perhaps you want to switch amongst them. But here it's a best of 3. Personally, I don't think you can really afford to experiment even in game 1, because then if you lose the next one, you're out. You're a loser side.
It depends. It depends. It depends what the experiment is. Is the experiment something that costs you 1 combo or 2 rounds? You know, it depends what the experiment is. And it also depends what the experiment gives you back. Sometimes it's worth losing a round or 2 if what you learn gives you the entire set. So I'd say it depends on the risk. You have to be very good at gauging risk.
Yeah.
You know, you want to mitigate risk at this level of competition. You want to mitigate all risk if possible, right? But that's impossible because Tekken is about taking risk. Every single movement, every single button press, there's risk in there. It's automatically injected into everything that you do, right? So you can't mitigate all risk, but you want to minimize to the best of your ability. But with that said, you still can't navigate your opponent's mind. You can't really navigate your opponent's mind to the full extent unless you kind of play with the field a little bit. You know, sort of understand, okay, this person's coming at me from this angle. This person likes to defend like this. You get some knowledge cues from their movements. You get to tell, are they confident? Are they nervous? Like all these things. Sometimes you need to play around a little bit to kind of assess the situation, and then you know what you need to win the battle. So I'd say, yes, it's very valuable to take risk, but you have to understand, 1, what risk you're taking, and 2, that what you're going to get out of it is worth the risk.
Yeah, absolutely. I think,
100%.
as you very well said, like starting off game 1 with maybe your counter pick instead of your main character is obviously a good idea, but then it's obviously what you get. Can you get enough data, even if you lose that first game, to make a comeback in games 2 and then 3, of course, which is a huge point. I mean,
Yeah.
Reinhardt.
Counter picking is a very tricky game because there are some psychological defects to counter picking. The fact that I've made my opponent believe he has to pick someone else is already a plus for me. The fact that you think that there's this character on Tekken where you can't beat me and you need another character already puts me in the driving seat. I've won many matches against players that probably would have beaten me with their main. But because I saw them pick someone else, it gave me like a new confidence, you know? I started doing extra stuff I wouldn't normally do and it was hitting. So I'd be careful with counter picking. I'd really assess if that is really needed from the character database or if you just need to level up with that character.
Yeah. And these 2 players, though, not going for any counter picks at all. Both players with their mains. Dylan Lee from Malta as well. That Eder, very familiar with the Maltese scene as well. Has been participating in the Maltese tournaments for quite a while. Has a good trade to start things off. And a minor life lead for that Eder on the Lily.
Yeah, I do believe so. The Tether is quite experienced with Katarina as well. He knows the shenanigans, the tricks that Katarina can pull up. Ooh, that's a pretty
Ooh, could have got some big damage back turn there. That's one of Lily's classics, landing combos in the back, but no dice there. But looking good for the first round over Def Adder here in game 1.
But Dylan Lee into rage. Katarina can do so much damage with her rage drive. Tries to go for the Harrier low. A little bit too early. And that Eder can get the very first round with a comfortable punish above that little anti move from Dylan Lee, perhaps a little bit nervous.
I was a bit worried there that commentator's curse was going to be a reality because I almost jinked Dylan Lee there in that first round.
Very close actually the first round. When the Tether was on the ground, I would say, oh, some mix-ups going on, but yeah, then get out before. Now Dylan Lee actually gets the advantage here. It's actually working on a perfect, funny enough. Getting the Tether to rage, and this is it. The 7 golden letters finally come out today from Dylan Lee against that Adder. Oh, it's gonna be close. I feel it.
I love how Dylan Lee went actually for the mid instead of the up back four there to keep corner pressure into the instant mix-up on wake up, and that Eder guessed wrong also on the follow-up. Dylan Lee this time up back four, maximum damage. Has to go for the mid once again into the command throw though. No break from that Eder, just pixels away from rage. Good block on the low.
Dylan Lee makes use of these lows, especially in version 5 now. They're minus 13 or 14? 14, yeah. So no longer launch punishable as well. So sure, make use of those full crouch down forward, of course. But yeah, again, very close. Third round going Dylan's favor. Currently, Death Adder has a bit of a life lead. Gets a good.
And Death Adder playing a typical Lily strat where literally trying to interrupt at every opportunity, whether it's a low jab, a hop kick. He's in there with something. Look, there it is. There's a low jab again. Not wanting to let Dylan Lee start any momentum, but there is the classic online snake edge.
No.
And there it is.
Wall?
Oh,
That's dead.
yeah,
Great
finds the
try.
wall, and that's going to be the round. Oh my goodness, what a wall carry. Wall to wall, Facebook combos. This is mad.
Você está me dando
The
sono.
carry on Katarina.
Honestly, I was not expecting that snake edge though.
Yes.
Really.
It happens, man. It happens. It's just one of those things. Tekken has how many moves? You know, you're looking for all these other things, and then the one move you're not ready for, or the one time you hit 1-2 jabs, or some move that's high, you know, and then the sweep comes out, and it's hitting you for big damage. I mean, look at that. The sweep hit, then the pickup, then the screw attack, then you're facing the wall, and then it's just death. No adder. Just death at the wall, you know? So yeah, crazy stuff. You can't get hit by anything on this game because look at what we're looking at in Tekken 7. Almost everyone has like an insane amount of launches, whether normal hit or counter hit. A lot of characters can just carry you all over the wall. Like they can carry you from one end to the other. It's not hard for most characters, you know, unless you're talking about a waller stage or really big stages, you're probably going to end up at the wall or at least near it.
Yeah, that's the state of the game, honestly, in version 5. It feels like every single character has wall carry for days. Maybe some characters do not have such a good wall carry as others, but then you see Katarina, you see Kunimitsu, you see Lars, who can carry from one end to the other of Geese Howard's stage. That's It's
When you practice on Tekken, if you practice with your friends, you should practice with your back to the wall. Practice with your back. Don't practice mid-screen. As soon as you get launched, you're going to be at the wall. So practice at the wall. Practice at the wall so you know what to avoid, how to step, how to move, what to interrupt, when to just block. Like, learn the wall game. If you learn the wall game, your defense will be sick. Imagine no one could ever like get you with like the wall, like wall splats and stuff like that. You always got something ready. Like a lot of the things that people get hit by at the wall, it's just because they're not ready. It's not because they couldn't have dealt with that. It's just they haven't really put time into that. Practice by the wall. Get used to that pressure.
And honestly, now with the wall crush mechanic as well, that advice just goes so much in a wider aspect, I think, of the game. Because right now, like
Guys, you still there?
Yes,
Hello?
we're here. We're here.
hello,
Can you hear us, right?
I think the stream can still hear me.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear us though.
damn, wait, can't even get confirmation if the stream can
So do
hear
you guys
us.
still hear me? Let me know in the chat if you still hear me.
Vamos lá.
Hello?
Eu vou chutar.
Round one.
We can
Fight.
hear you, Ryan. I don't know if Steve can hear us here, but well, let's get back into this game. We're seeing Dylan Lee hit a couple of.
Ah,
good
so you
rounds.
hear me? Okay.
You can hear us, Ryan.
Now I can hear you, but I couldn't hear you before.
We were hearing you before.
Perfect.
Don't worry.
Let me finish what I was saying about practicing by the wall, and then
Yeah,
but then I
that's
didn't. Then I
exactly,
couldn't hear you.
yeah.
I wonder why I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
All right, so
but-
Violet Systems, one of my favorite soundtracks, man. This track
And
is
the
hype.
thing is, Ryan, this is actually the Tether's pick, but when Dylan loses, he always
Yeah.
picks this stage again.
Oh wow,
So it's
okay.
like the Tether
Probably wants a
picked
little bit more
Dylan's
space.
stage.
It's a little bit more space. You know, it does have walls on each side, of course, but there is a little bit more room, a little bit more space to kind of play the distance game if you want to. You know, understand what your opponent's doing on offense. Oh, gets caught with the rage drive.
To be big damage. Dylan Lee will get put into rage. There it is, maximum carry from Lily. Stomps on her as well. No roll from Dylan Lee. Oh my
Down
god, once
one.
again. The low, that damn low.
Oh, Dylan looking
Fight.
good here. 2 rounds off. He already has a win
Yeah.
under the belt here.
And again, that full crouch sweep, sealing the round, man.
Yeah, okay, Tether managed to get a counter hit there. Another one. Down trees there. Some poke in. That's punishable.
Oh, the power crush, yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, wake up hop kick.
The hope kick. Rage drive. Oh my goodness.
Wake up hop kick, right?
Dylan Lee from Visionary Iron Team takes down the Tether.
He had some vision that round with that hop kick, boy.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
seeing the future for sure. Some clairvoyant hop kicks on deck, boy. Sick.
Well, he was playing his favorite stage somehow. That I might be kicking himself after that, saying, "Oh, why did I pick Dylan's favorite stage there?"
Yeah.
But
Even
yeah.
Dylan was
I
kicking
like
him.
I like how my hoodie's almost got the same color as your shoulders as well. It's like I was ready for the Maltese colors. Like, you know,
Yeah,
I had this top. Get me.
But
Sick.
yeah, I mean, great performance from the Maltese. I mean, many say he's one of the at least top 3 Maltese players here, and he it did show. I feel in this match here against that header.
Yeah, I think it's he is definitely one of the strongest elements in a Maltese FGC, and we have seen a lack of online participation, unfortunately, from Dinley, but repping the Katarina, coming in and trying to compete with all of these competitors here today. Stacked bracket, and taking a small look at the ongoing that we have. I mean, right now, I think no upsets, which I can see at least. We have Pika moving on to round 2, Kaizoku Lars. We have Lain, Tenshimitsu, Fran, as we saw as well earlier on stream. DBP and Vartan beating their respective opponents and setting up a date for the next game against each other.
This is actually gonna be interesting. Which match will we be seeing on stream? This actually even DBP Vartan, as you mentioned, that's gonna be lovely. We'll have but yeah, I think all there's Ultra Instinct against Potato, right? Against Evil as well.
Evil
That's-
beating Ultra Instinct Potato.
Oh, he
2-1.
actually yes, exactly. He beat him 2-1. That's great. I wouldn't call it an upset, to be fair, because both players are quite well known, quite good. But yeah, it might be DBP versus Vartan, who's shown on stream next. We just need to get confirmation on this. But I mean, a stack tournament, you have to expect people to go to loser side. People will not
Exactly.
make it through top 8 here. And as we said, you have to win to actually book a place in Malta, actually full accommodation, everything included for the
Yep.
November grand final top 16 tournament.
Yes, indeed. And that's what it's going to be, right? You know, you're looking at international competition. We're looking at invited players. We know John Ding's confirmed. That's going to be super hype, especially as he's fresh off his win, you know, at the Rev Major, of course. And then, you know, the people that qualify, how hype is that going to be in that LCQ when everyone's gunning for one of those top 8 spots, man? It's going to be super, super hype. I can't wait to see it, man.
I mean, we all remember probably my favorite LCQ probably was the one in Amsterdam, which Girlanda won. Girlanda also in the bracket today. And that was just one spot with the grand finals between Girlanda and Double, which is Italy against Japan, competing against each other for a spot with the other 15 elements in the Tekken World Tour finals. And in an LCQ as the one which we have in Malta is going to be much more forgiving, obviously, because all the top 8 will qualify for the next day. But then it could be up to 1 to 8 people fighting against each other for those 8 spots. So the competition is still going to be incredibly tough.
So I see we've got Neon K64 versus Perfect Godfist. Of course, Neon K, one of the strongest UK players, according to the UK players themselves. A lot of the guys ranked him top 10 in the entire country. So yeah, he's definitely up there. And of course, Perfect Godfist, he's been around for a while as well. A seasoned player in his own right. So yeah, the bracket's looking interesting. I mean, I see Tenshimitsu, Lain, Tenshimitsu, and the winner of that's going to play Gosain. So there is no chill here in the brackets, man. It's stacked all the way through. Tenshimitsu, I remember meeting her in 2006, would you believe it? She has been active for a very long time. I went to Poland for a tournament called Euroslash, and I met Devil, Matt, you know, Robson, Mashta, Tenshimitsu. They were all there, Gajda, all the team. So yeah, those guys, of course, very, very passionate Tekken community from way back, right? You know, so man, just looking at even this as it's only a qualifier, and you've got such a beautiful arrangement of communities and countries mixed in here. It's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, so we have, as we alluded to earlier as well, we have players from so many countries all over Europe. We have Spain, we have Italy, we have Germany, we have Georgia as well, and also Instinct Potato. We have Evil, who is Finnish representing Italy. We have Greece as
Greece,
well,
Nivek.
Nivek. We have Poland, I think. I think
Tenshimitsu.
Tenshimitsu is Polish
Yeah,
or Czech.
Tenshimitsu,
Polish, right?
Polish, yeah.
Polish, yeah.
One of the
So,
best
yeah, yeah.
Polish players, yeah.
And Pika,
So, yeah, this is
Belgium,
great.
right?
Belgium,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Pika's Belgian,
Pika's from
exactly.
Well,
So,
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
a
yeah.
mix.
Kira, who is Swiss.
Oh, yes.
Tetsu, German, obviously. Yeah, the nationalities. Fran, who
It's
is
insane.
Korean representing Hungary, but also lived in Greece. So you see all of these intersections. It just makes for a fantastic mix of elements. And Malta as well.
Of
What can I talk about?
course, we'll have Malta as well. Tiny Malta. Lovely representation as well from the country. And, well, after a good start, I must say. There's Dylan Lee did very, very well against the Tether there. Actually, I'm curious. I did see a couple of Maltese names going down to loser side. They did face off quite tough opponents there in the first round. But, I mean, we've seen upsets. We've seen people winning whole tournaments from just round one losers, literally. And they reset the bracket and they end up winning the whole tournament. So
Losers bracket breeds champions, man. It really does.
Yes.
It makes you into a soldier. It puts hair on your shoulders. I mean, you will come out on top. You know what I'm saying? Losers bracket will show you who you are.
100% agreed. Yeah, and I mean, when you have a tournament like this, which I mean, it's free to enter, but of course the reward is immense. It's so great, so lovely. You also, the more you win, the more you have a chance of playing good players you've seen on stream, but never ever imagined you'd ever face them in an actual tournament. And so you have to sort of up your level, up your game, and you see upsets. You see so many people doing so well just in loser side. So they lose their first round winners and just crush in the losers bracket. So yeah, you see it all the time.
We've seen fantastic stories. I mean, Arth and Ash's first Evo Japan victory came from loser side, being sent from I forgot their name, the Kazuya player from Korea. Damn, I can't remember the name, but yeah, it was a fantastic.
You mean Boa Love?
Yes,
Boa Love
yeah.
Kazuya.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the Kazuya player extraordinaire Reinhardt is with us, obviously.
yeah.
They will.
Because I'm here in case you forgot. I'm here just in case. You know.
We always got our backs. But yeah, of course, Arth and Ash coming from losers bracket. I think it was quite early on as well. I don't know if it was top 32 or even earlier in the bracket, but then made an immense losers bracket run to then win grand finals.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, we always say this, there's an opportunity, just take it, especially a tournament like this. I mean, tickets are available, right? The MaltaCyberSeries.com. You can actually go for it. Huge thanks also to the organizers, the hosts, to mount up such an incredible event, incredible tournament. You could say first of its kind in Malta. We never had such a big event, and yeah, thanks to all the players, to all the support as well that we've received, and that encourages us to do better, to create more tournaments, to organize more, to actually, build the community and develop it even further. And now we are in match number 2 here. We're gonna see a Katarina once again here. So it is Vartan against DBP. This should be winners round 2. Very interesting match. I mean, hard to say who's actually going to come on top.
Of course, this is Italy against Germany. DBP, one of the most seasoned German players, I think, in the whole scene. But Vartan still does not care about that because they have a very good launch. Goes for the miss. No, the punish. Unfortunate for DBP, but Vartan right there, not an optimal punish. Could have gotten so much more damage off of that.
I'm back again. I can hear you guys, fam. That's cool. Belly block there into the low. Yeah, so I couldn't actually hear you guys, so I just refrained from talking. But nice round there. DBP Germany in the house. Representing. Oh, and the launch while standing 2-1. Not letting him get away with any whiffs whatsoever. Yep, over to the flap guaranteed.
Yeah, big stuff.
Looking for the health sweep, but it misses though. Barton 182. Ooh, belly blast. Oh, into the hell sweep. Looking for another one. Goes mid, and he wasn't ready. He looked for a second hell sweep, but it wasn't coming. Man, DBP on a tear right now.
Yeah, 2-0 already. Vartan's in some form of trouble here. Does seem that DBP is dominating. It's dictating the pace of the round as well. I do feel that Vartan's like only responding to DBP's attacks at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens, you know. DBP's got a little bit of momentum lead now with the 2 rounds, and he's starting to fish for more crouch dash ones. He's looking for that heavily here, trying to get a counter hit or even a normal hit here to find the launch. Vartan 182 being very sneaky now, trying to look at that. The defense has gone up, being way more careful than before, and that's going to be the round. Nicely done, brings it back, gets his first round of the match.
Alright, that's actually good, getting the round, because that hurts your morale, right? Losing the first game 3-0. At least this will be a bit of a morale booster for Vartan.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than that, right? It's time to learn, it's time to adapt, it's time to kind of download the data, right? The longer the match is, even if you lose it, the more information you have. So it's more than just a morale thing, you know, it's actually data for the win. So it's very, very important.
Right, in fact, it's like, it's the time you need, it's now that
Guaranteed.
You have to download your opponent.
Exactly, and then the nice counter hit, and this might be more than a download. DBP looking like we're going downstairs. No, it's a KO, and that is it. Ties it up. 2 rounds apiece here.
Good stuff here from Vartan. Oh, does not commit to it, unfortunately. DBP not believing in the punish, but still small life lead. All of that though goes away again. Big counter hit from Vartan heading towards the wall. Full wall combo right there. 53-3. Oh my god, though! Goes for the homing mid, or mid, excuse me. And just like that, what a dominant round 5 from Vartan. Really surprising. DBP right there, who looked so comfortable in the opening rounds, and then just everything fell apart. And Vartan with a beautiful burst of offense right there, getting game 1.
Sometimes you don't believe. I mean, sometimes you know, you're looking at something logically, and you're like, "There's no way this is like." I wouldn't believe Doc Brown. Would you believe Doc Brown? This car doesn't travel in time. Nah, get out of here. You know, sometimes you just don't believe, and you've got your own reasons why it makes sense to not follow through with something. And there are times where you do, and it gets you killed. You know, you trust your instincts, you go with your gut, and then you end up on your back looking up at the sky. So I think it's valuable to kind of trust you. If you don't feel it, sometimes it's the right thing to do. Maybe it's a training mode thing because you can look at the way a move hits, know that you've got the follow-up guaranteed, but you know, sometimes it is 50-50. So there we go. It's one of those things, man.
So
the way the cookie crumbles.
So what would be the thought process here? Imagine you losing you're winning 2 rounds up, and then you end up losing the next 3 and losing the entire set. So
when you win 2 rounds and your opponent doesn't have any rounds yet, the match starts again. Forget it. When you're 2 up, it's a new game. You're not playing the same game you were when it started. You know why? Because your opponent isn't. Your opponent is not playing the same as they played when it was equal. Now they're playing to survive. So there's more of a natural innate killer instinct that comes out, and you have to adapt to that, otherwise you're gonna die. He didn't adapt, he lost. That's what happened there.
As right now though, DBP still trying to come back from a big life lead from Vartan, who is putting all of that momentum from game 1 into a fantastic start of the second one. Though power crush from DBP, one of the best power crushes I think in the game, but being of best in the game, that low from Vartan coming in clutch. Damn, all these Katarinas love that move, and can you blame them?
Yes, after version 5, of course. We will make use of those lows, and look at the pressure that Vartan's mounting down here. Very different from what we've seen the first 2 rounds of the first game here. It's Vartan that's dictating the pace of the round. And look at that, the hop kick lands as well. He might actually get the bob to the wall as well. This might be round over. Up back 4 to finish it.
Wow.
2 rounds.
Closes it out in dominant style, and this is what happens. This is what happens, and this is literally what I was talking about before, where the character you get steamrolled in the beginning, and your opponent doesn't know what you've got in store, and you finally get a chance, and this is what happens. This is 5 straight rounds here. DBP is in a world of trouble, finds himself with his back to the wall once again, and Vartan with just relentless onslaught here. Look at this. There's just no breaks at all.
Yeah, and really, DBP is really suffering mentally as well. Like we saw the -14 low, not launched by Bob, who has a 14 frame ascending launcher as well, although right now, good confirm on the belly flop.
Great composure there. That was a great composure there. He had to decide very quickly what he wanted to go with, and he gambled on the low, and it was the right call. And he's still alive here. Still a chance.
As you said, Ryan, the game restarts after 2 rounds to nil. And thus DBP is doing well now, doing much better. He has the lively, but big launch from Barton here, bringing DBP to the wall once again. Look at this big damage. The Stomp, good block.
And
on
there's
that
a launch, and he needed that, and he's definitely looking to go straight into Rage Art or Rage Drive and take the round. That is it. Ties it up 2 rounds apiece, and we're saying reversal of the situations that happened last game with Vartan, who went up 2 straight rounds here, and now DBP on the comeback. But can he close the game? That is the question.
Big magic 4 here for Barton. Does bump to the wall once again. Goes for the stomp as well. Look at this. This is
Oh my
really
days.
dominant.
DBP on life support right now.
Oh, yes.
They're getting the crash carts. Oh, he's still alive. There's hope. He's got him at the wall just where he needs him. And he's got more down. Oh, and there's the Rage Drive. Oh my goodness me, there's a chance.
So much damage. Oh, there's the wall, but no, the wall crash.
No, he didn't do that. No.
Unfortunate for DBP, but the low takes
my
it.
Goodness me. I
Damn.
can't believe it. What a comeback there by DBP. Didn't give up, had a slither of health left, and he just kept it going. He just kept it going. Great whiff punish by the wall with the Benny blast into the spin kick, and then it was all to play for. But man, I'm surprised he didn't go for something with like a wall splat or something, but that will do it, man. 1 apiece. What an earned round that was, man. I was like, this guy's on life support. It's over, you know?
Yeah.
But he didn't give up, and he brought it back. But again, illustrated once more, guys. You're seeing it on the screens. When it's 2-0, your opponent is going into overdrive. He's doing something different. You got to stay with him. If it's a race and the guy starts using his nitro and powering down the road, you got to keep up with him. You can't let him go. You know what I'm saying? And in Tekken, it's like that. Your opponent is not... It's hard to explain because it's not like they have momentum. You've got the 2-0. So theoretically, you have momentum. But they're playing on some kind of like emergency mode. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not playing by the regular rules you started the set with. So because they're like more desperate now, they can't lose a single round again, otherwise the game's done. So they're on a little bit of tilt as well. So it's going to be a bit haphazard. They're going to go wild. You got to be ready for that. You got to be even stronger than you were the first 2 rounds. So because it's a different thing entirely, when you get to 2 rounds to 0, you make a mental reset. What that means is, in your mind, nothing has happened. Now we're starting. This is beginning something fresh. And you will notice that you will play the match differently because you will start taking in data as if it's all new again. You won't be shocked by anything because your 2 rounds before that have conditioned you in one way. But that stuff has gone now. He's not even doing any of that anymore.
Yeah.
By restarting, you stay with him where he is now in real time, and you're able to adapt as it goes on and keep that momentum. So yeah, anyone in the stream chat, there's some tips for you. Some professional 101, how to body your opponent with the advantage tips there. So yeah.
Great advice, Ryan. In fact, how often am I 2 rounds up and I end up losing the entire game there, and you end up raging at yourself, sort of why didn't I manage to close it off? But yeah, and we saw it here. I mean, Vartan won first, and now DBP. Wow, 2 rounds up, and then you end up losing 3-2.
You know what happens, right? Sometimes, because these guys are top players, right? These guys are both like at the top of their community. You know, DBP, I don't know how many times I've seen him winning like German tournaments and like monthly, you know, like PlayStation Open Series tournaments. Like, he's always been someone who's up there. And then Vartan, I can clearly see he's confident, he's experienced, you know, I can see he knows his combos, knows his ranges and all that stuff, right? So what tends to happen in tournaments is people are a little bit reluctant. They don't want to be the first one to move because they don't want to make a mistake. So they let the other guy do their stuff. And it often ends with them getting swept down into some big, deep rabbit ditch and they just can't get out, you know, and they're just in the quicksand. But when they find themselves on death's door, then they snap into gear and start playing the way they would normally play. And that's why you see these wild comebacks where it's like, where did this come from? This guy wasn't playing that before, but he's been kind of forcibly snapped into gear. He's been forced into his mode. And that can sometimes alleviate a lot of the fear and nervousness that you initially had when you were starting. So here we go, Violet Systems, Game 3. Let's do it, guys.
A good round start here from Vartan. who is channeling that momentum that they had in game 2 as well to start things off. The wall bounce, unfortunately, a weird angle. There's going to be a wall plant. And now DBP can do some good damage. And very short on life is Vartan as well. DBP in rage, a little bit backing away. Good block. On the Ranger gets hit by the second one. Little bit antsy right there from Vartan. And it costs them the round. So unfortunate. Vartan, a little bit perhaps nerves kicking in right there. Pressing buttons at the worst time possible.
Yeah, I mean, usually you see, you don't really see players getting hit by the second hit. You have to be patient when you see a rage drive like that, but now it does seem that Vartan is back in, at least mentally there, getting that round quite comfortably, I must say. But a big whiff and the launch here to counter it, and this is gonna be Vartan at the wall. Good damage here for DBP, almost 50% life lead, more of it now. The spring kick, that's well punished as well. Working on perfect, and there it is, 7 golden letters for DBP. This is a best of 3, so 1 round away from progressing to the next round on winner's side. Still some work to be done, of course. No trouble here.
He was speed running those 2 rounds there, but it looks like, yeah, Vartan's got something to say about it. It's a counter hit 4, taken to the wall. Sonoki. Yep, and that is it. Wow, we are going to a final round, man. This is down to the wire, gents.
We are, starting off with DBP getting a good float. Unfortunately, does not get the full combo. Still though, some damage to start off the round. Oh no, the low though gets stopped by the classic Katarina hop kick, carrying towards the wall. So much carry, no wonder these Katarina players go for violent systems. This time though, the command throw broken from DBP, although they still run into a big count hit. I don't think it's enough to kill from Vartan, but once again, life support from DBP.
It's still very close. We saw DBP coming back from a huge deficit before, but still the pressure is on. That's the low to end it, and Vartan sends DBP to loser side. What a thrilling encounter that was. All 3 games went to final round there. That was anyone's game, anyone's match, anyone's set, but it's Vartan that takes the win.
They say there are times where both players want it more than the other, and that can actually be true. Maybe that was a fine example of that there, because that went, it couldn't have been any closer, guys. Couldn't have been any closer. That was just crazy. Vartan, man, I don't know, man. Kakashi says luck favors the better player. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but what an interesting set.
100%. I mean, even the last round, it was going momentum swinging from one player to the other. And then, and I feel that one of the most important skills in Tekken is reacting to trades. And we saw right there at the death as well, with Vartan and DBP trading off, but then Vartan pulling off the trigger earlier than his opponent, going for the low and getting the hit as well. And oftentimes you see these players who, once they get a trade, they freeze, kind of. And it's really, really a thing which also in Tekken 7 with the zoom-in feature as well, it can catch you a little bit off guard. So there's that little bit of extra respect from each player, and it's wonderful to see Vartan really taking the perfect opportunity and ending up the winner of the set, progressing in winner's bracket. And at this stage in round 3 or round 4 as well, you have to remain in winner's bracket. The loser side will become a Shark Tank, where more and more players from the upper echelon of European talent will start filling the bracket. So you have to be so careful to stay out of that, because if you dip into loser's bracket, it's not going to be long before you drown.
Yeah, now we have confirmation that the next match will be Lain versus tenshimitsu, it seems. So that's going to be an interesting encounter. I mean, we've seen both players participating in foreign tournaments as well. Both doing quite well, actually. managing to send even other, I mean, well-known players down to losers, even out of tournaments. But how will they fare now in the Cyber Series, in the Malta Cyber Series here, where only the first placed spot will get, get the reward. With the second, it's not enough, unfortunately. You have to wait for next Sunday. I mean, there's next Sunday and next Tuesday as well, in case you want to retry. You can. I mean, people can participate in all the online qualifiers. Of course, the winner is doesn't have to. He's true. But yeah, let's see whether we manage to get Tenshimitsu and Lain on here so that we can stream their match.
Yes, absolutely. So, depending on the most common character that these players play, we're probably about to see two knowledge check characters, I think, in Alisa and Yoshimitsu, of course. Tenshimitsu, definitely the name does not surprise you about the pick. Lain, one of the strongest Spanish players, I think, in the region, and has really been a rise, especially in the online scene through ICFC, where they have made plenty of top 8s as well, and definitely cementing themselves as one of the best Spanish players in the region. So it's going to be a very interesting fight. And yeah, Alisa against Yoshimitsu, going to be a battle of the lows that you can't low parry here.
Yeah, Alisa fared quite well, I must say, version 5. She got a few interesting buffs as well, so I'm sure Lain will be quite happy with that. But it all boils down to how well the player actually uses the character then. You can get all the buffs in the world, and you can go against the bottom-most tier character, but you still lose, of course, because the other is more prepared. And I mean, that can happen here. It is online as well, so things might be affected somehow. As well, some people play better in tournaments or play better online as well. Yeah, it all boils down to so many different factors, I guess.
Yeah. It's going to be boiling for sure. The question is, who is going to be simmered here in this game? I mean, Tenshimitsu comes in with an extremely experienced Yoshimitsu. You know, she's been active for a very long time, and I think that she's always mained Yoshimitsu. This is no new stretch for her. Like, she's rinsed that character on every Tekken. So if there's anything to know about Yoshimitsu, she knows it. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a look at what Yoshimitsu plus wisdom looks like. Do you know what I mean? Like, plus wisdom, plus experience. The XP points are off the chart. You know, like, no Final Fantasy characters have a chance. Like, you know, the XP is just off the chain. So yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting. Obviously, it's going to come down to the knowledge of the matchup spread as well, because Alisa, like you said, a knowledge check character. Not too many Alisas rocking about these days as well, so you could get caught slipping if you're not careful. Yep. Short sets as well, you don't have that much time. So it's going to be an interesting game for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. And Yoshimitsu is one of those characters as well, which can be played in so many different styles. Like, we have party Yoshimitsus, like iMusician. And then we have very conservative, very fundamental Yoshimitsus, like Kane and Trench from the UK. And I do feel that Tenshimitsu is a mix of both. She is quite strong in her fundamentals, but also can go party when the going can get tough as well. So it's going to be a very interesting watch. Lain is very strong also fundamentally with that Alisa. And if they lose one or two games, or one game at least, we're definitely going to see the infinite, because they can exploit their fundamentals there. But Tenshimitsu,
Okay.
going for the Kunimitsu.
I mean, this was an option as well. It was there that she will go for a Kuni, but we, as you were saying as well, Ryan, we've seen Tenshimitsu playing or bring out Yoshimitsu in almost every tournament, so you might expect her to pick the Yoshi, but perhaps, well, there is a Mitsu, right, in her name.
This is a good curveball. This is a good curveball. It's enough of Yoshi to still have the Mitsu in there. Like I said. Oh, straight in though. Oh no, it doesn't get all of that combo.
Well, she did start quite okay though, I must say. Oh, but big low parry here.
Cottons on to the lows there. Catches the second one with the low parry.
Big damage here from Lain. Now back to mid-screen with the wall to the side. Good 2-2 here from Tenshimitsu, who is in rage. Goes for the full string. Lain gets caught a little bit off guard. Both players are in rage. Power Crash goes in from Lain. No dice. Poor Rage Drive spends the low. Somehow clips tenshimitsu. Lain goes for the mid and takes round number 1, but immediately a very hectic round number 1. Going to rage state for both players. What a punish though for Lain. Start off round 2.
And Lain getting really aggressive now, almost got half bar off already. The match has just started. Tenshimitsu trying to get involved here. Some stepping. Pressure at the wall. Great, get off me. Watch the robot wings, bro.
What a low parry that was. This will be the round ender as well. Wow, almost.
Not quite. One more hit will do it.
Just a sliver. The one more mix-up would do it, but still.
Tenshimitsu and it's over. Oh, what a sidestep. What a sidestep. Cleanly out of the way there.
Very well stopped right there. Two very comfortable rounds for them. As Tenshimitsu starting off a little bit on the offensive. Goes for the mid. Good block from Tenshimitsu. But now you see Lain positioning the wall towards Tenshimitsu's back. But still, those movements, those sidewalks coming in clutch very well. Although right now, Lain in rage state. Tenshimitsu, ooh, gets flawed, however. But the chainsaw state preventing Lain from getting a full combo. Tenshimitsu, one more touch, can get the round!
What a well use of the rage drive there. Not enough to end, of course. A good block, and those are the low kicks from Tenshimitsu. Finally on the board here. 2 rounds to 1. Very, very close though.
Damn, every time Tenshimitsu tries to commit, there's a sidestep and Lane's just out of the way. Tenshimitsu, like, I don't know, Kunimitsu is just not looking at anything other than volcanic ash and lava. It's just insane right now.
You're very right. The movement of Lain is outstanding. And look at that, he has such a big advantage now with the destructive stance as well. Big life lead. Nice movement once again with the sidestepping. And that's him securing game number 1 against Tenshimitsu. And, well, will the Yoshimitsu now be brought out?
That's a very solid question, I think. We did see some very good stuff from Tenshimitsu's Kunimitsu, but it did feel like Tenshimitsu was not very comfortable contesting Lain, and Lain surely seemed like they had a lot of experience. Kunimitsu, I think, a little bit of a knowledge check character, but I do feel that when she launched back in Season 4, so many people played Kunimitsu right there that it feels like all of the matchup of familiarity was gone in a couple of months. And you saw everyone online play Kunimitsu at least for a very solid month, if not 2 or 3. And yeah, the knowledge was 100% there. These steps in the middle of the strings were absolutely phenomenal from Lain, who gets game number 1. And now we'll see the counter pick, if we'll actually see a counter pick from Tenshimitsu.
I mean, I don't, because I feel like that match was more like, it looked like Lain just had a slightly better form. You know, there was more decisiveness in the decisions and more conviction in the wins. You know, like there were you know, Tenshi would get some great combo stars, but would rarely turn those situations into the round. You know, wouldn't get a conversion that, you know, to the wall and then the round's over. And it's really important that you're able to build on those quick momentum bursts, because that's what intimidates the opponent. So maybe Yoshimitsu is a better man for that job. Let's find out.
The best round start that Tenshimitsu could hope for.
Yeah, and because this is
well.
and maybe she's realized that same thing, because the last match it looked like she wasn't able to build momentum that she could keep. And maybe Yoshimitsu has, you know, even if it's just a confidence thing from the amount of time she's had with the character, that can also help as well, right? Obviously, Kunimitsu, the newer of the two. And look at this, right out the gate, a much more solid and confident looking Tenshi.
Yeah, exactly. And as you well said as well, like it looks like now Tenshimitsu is more on point, but being on point, beautiful punish on the low there from Tenshimitsu. Oh, a little bit unfortunate from Lain getting the side angle, but still Tenshimitsu getting clobbered. Beautiful low parry right there. The wall angle makes it a little bit awkward, and Tenshimitsu can try to start a comeback. Rage drive is spent, however, and Lain still defending against the wall. Rainbow drop not broken. Tenshimitsu can get some good damage from that. The float, no combo.
Couldn't reach for the next jab to get the float combo there, and that's all she wrote. Lain straight in there, not wasting any time to get the counter attack. And Tenshi had some good opportunities. It was really unfortunate actually, but still looking like a better round so far, better match, excuse me. So 1 round each.
Very close. Tenshi does look more comfortable on Yoshi, I must say. Very, very...
Yeah, there's just, you know, there's a lot more presence, right? You know, she's in the match in a sense, whereas Kunimitsu, it looked like was still finding the feet. So, Oh, and again, potential float there, but didn't take advantage of it. Barely even gains the car. Oh, until that happened.
Running two. Another
Yeah,
one.
didn't duck it, unfortunately.
Low. Tenshimitsu though in range. Good
Oh.
duck.
Oh!
But the
And
good
that is gonna be the round.
unblockable low comes in, and Tenshimitsu converts with rage drive. And now only one round separates these two. But Lain confirms on the counter hit as well. Very good stuff there on the forward two string. And a massive life to start things off. It's just 10 seconds in, and Tenshimitsu is almost running very low in life.
So aggressive here.
Over half bar gone already. Gets a distant screw, follows it up now for more damage. And you've got to wonder, if Tenshi had picked Yoshi for that first game, would we be seeing a different scenario right now? Guess we'll never know, but look at this. Oh, doesn't quite take it. Oh, and goes mid. And that is it. Set point here for Lain, looking to steal it 2-0 and bring that win streak to 11.
But again, starting off with a huge launcher there from Tenshimitsu. The big damage at the wall goes for the low kicks. And just like that, an inverse round start to the last round that we saw. Tenshimitsu with a good life lead, but Lain bringing it all back for the down three. The
Oh
knee.
my gosh, what is happening?
Power crash into the wall. Good catch from Tenshimitsu on the mid, but again, Lain with a very well placed low gets access to the next winner's phase. Tenshimitsu dropped to the loser side, and that's another big name down in losers, where there you only have one life left in the tournament, so it's going to be very grueling to see who will emerge in on top, coming into the later stages of the bracket, into top 8 as well.
Yeah, that was clinical at the end from Lain. Every move was done with precision and accuracy, and you could see that it wasn't random 50-50s. It was like an understanding of where to hit where it hurt. You know, this is, okay, Tenshi's going to stand now, I'm going to do the low. Okay, she's going to move now, I'm going to do the tracking move. You know, there were a few instances where you could see deliberate momentum pushes, you know, and once he got Tenshi to the wall, he made it very difficult for Tenshimitsu to be able to get out without losing a lot of health. So yeah, big understanding of where the commitments were on Tenshi's side at the end of that game.
Yes, we have taken a look at the bracket here. So basically, Lain will actually face Go Sane in the next round. What an interesting encounter that's going to be. With Kaizoku Lars that beat Pika 2-0 as well. Tetsu's up against Evil. That's an interesting one, with Girlanda taking up Vartan as well in the next round. Kirakira's against Jod.
But we have a German team right here with Written Rama against HK Jr., so that's going to be a big one. But I do think we are going to a short break right now, and we'll definitely